Hey gang, Grim Racer Trophy Hunter Series videos here. We're gonna have a little fun today. We're going to go ahead and set up 10px for marine use. I've not had a chance to really do any videos with my 10px yet. Honestly, I don't have a good excuse. I just know that I've had people asking about maybe creating some videos around the 10px, and that's what we're going to do. Now, I'm going to set this up for marine use, and you're thinking, what are you thinking? It's like we have a throttle and we have we have steering and we have mixture on some boats. That's about it. Well, there really is a lot more that you can get out of this radio. Let's get into it, Trophy Hunter, right after this. Hey there, welcome Trophy Hunters. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to look over the 10px and let's identify what switches, dials, there's so many that we want to use on this radio system, the ones that make the most amount of sense. And this is what I've chosen. On my 10px, switch 1 will be timer start. Switch 2 will be open. Switch 3, timer reset. Switch 4, engine cut. Then we go to DL1, dial 1 mixture, or channel 3. They don't actually have something called mixture inside the 10px. It is channel 3. ES2 button's going to be timer. ES3 is going to be lap list. Okay. We're also going to adjust the throttle mode to forward 70, back 30. Let's go ahead and look at the switches on the radio. SW1 right here. This is SW1. That's going to be our timer. SW3, that's going to be timer reset. Okay. SW4 is here, the belly button. This is going to be engine cut. That's the way I really like the belly button for engine cut. That's what I use with. Now, a lot of this again deals with nitro boating. However, a lot of it could be used for both gas boating, more so gas boating than fast electric boating. But we'll show you what that's all about anyway. So this is going to be engine cut. Let's see, our mixture control right here. We like the dial for that. And you can see this is marked DL1 and SW5. So it's either or. It actually is a push button as well as a dial. So, but we're going to use the DL1. This is going to be mixture control. And then when we go to ES2, this button right here is going to be timer, and this button is going to be lap list. So one of the things that we're going to do with this radio is we're going to set it up for lap timing. Now it's a manual button press, if you will, for each lap. You got to remember to do that. It's not automatic, but it's really nice to have. As a matter of fact, it's basically a glorified stopwatch to some degree. So even if somebody else is running and you turn your radio on and you want to time their laps, you can do that on here, right? You don't need to pull a stopwatch out of your phone or any of that. You can do it on your radio. I don't know if you would, but anyway, let's go ahead and again, here's some identification nomenclature for the transmitter. You can see in your manual. This is the quick manual. The online manual is really handy too. I'm going to go ahead and turn on 10px. I'm just going to turn on the display so I'm not creating RF. It really doesn't matter a whole heck of a lot here in the basement, but you can see we've got no RX and channel 2, channel 1, and channel 3. Okay, you can see they're all set at 0. I've got the regular screen up. The screen 1, I believe this is. This is just your standard menu that comes with. The reason I have that is it's got the timer bar on it for now. Okay. So I'm going to go to the home screen. As a matter of fact, default for this is short press is model select and home. But if you hold it down, it locks the buttons. It doesn't lock the steering and the throttle, but it locks everything else. So it locks it out. So you can't accidentally bump something when you're running. Now you wouldn't want to lock out when you're using mixture control, but you get the idea. So long press takes it out of that lock mode. Remember, if it's ever like, I have no control of this, I can't do anything, look for that little key, and then you'll know that you've locked the transmitter out. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go to user menu. Here's our system, model, linkage. I'm going to go to linkage menu. We've got servo view. Servo view is kind of nice. Again, that's kind of like the bar on the front. You can see that our steering, our throttle, and our mixture are all 1, 2, and 3. You can see we've got some blue bar here. Why is that? Well, I've got this radio set at 70/30. Let's go ahead and do that. Let me think. Where is that? Trigger mode. I'll go back. Throttle mode trigger. We have the options of 50/50, 60/40, 70/30, 100/0. Now I actually use 100/0, but for the purposes of this video, we're going to choose 70/30. What is that? The trigger doesn't move any. There's mechanical stops for the trigger, but the trigger itself doesn't move differently. But it sets the system up so that 70% of the throttle is squeeze and 30% of the throttle is push forward or engine off if you use that, or brakes. We wouldn't have that. But I like that because I want the extra resolution, right? I want to be able to take that servo and I want to have as much forward throw from the carburetor perspective. You know, we've got this much carburetor throw to shut the thing off from idle, and we've got all of this to use up. It helps use that up. That's why I like 100/0. Again, in steps the belly button. I'm one of the only guys that does that, but I really like it. You can't shut the boat off unless you hit the belly button or a switch that you've assigned to it. In any case, let's get back to this. So we're at 70/30. At 70/30, I have 70% throttle here, 30% of my deflection there, and that's what that's all about. Okay? So, throttle mode trigger. Remember, that's our 70/30. If I was racing gas boats, honestly, fast electric, I'd go 100/0. There'd be no reason not to, I guess, that I can think of. And I'd run 70/30 or 100/0 in all boating applications. That's me. 70/30 is probably the safest bet because most people, you have to practice. If you're going to go 100/0 and you've got a nitro boat or gas boat, you've got to practice turning that boat off. Because you come in and you push that trigger forward, you're going to shut off. So again, it still works as a shut off. I like the belly button because if the boat's airborne, for whatever reason, I don't want to panic push the throttle. I want the motor to keep running. So if I have a real nice idle on the thing, it's flying around in the air and doing dumb things, and it happens to land on its wheels again, well, his motor's still running. We hope. All right, let's move on. That's how we bring up the channel 3. Switch select. Here we go, and we can select the switches to do the different functions. Okay? Make sense? I'm going to go ahead and send us home. Okay? So now we've got the switches assigned for everything except we still got to do our lap timer and lap list switches. Let's go to menu. Let's go to accessory menu. Let's go to home ES button setting. Let me go back one more time. Menu, accessory, home ES button menu. ES, here's home. That's the big button. It says right on it. ES1, ES2, and ES3. ES1, ES2, and ES3. I left this S-bus servo. You could make it anything you wanted. Okay. Let me go back. Apparently I was not smart enough to stay in that. S-bus servo for ES1. Timer, to do that, you just press it and you scroll through finding the menu you want to bring up. Okay. timer for me, right? ES3 lap list. Let's go back. Let's find lap list. You're going to scroll through the menu until you find lap list, which is really apparently is. There's a lot of them. Response and lap list right below it. Hilarious. So now we've got those switches assigned to that. What do they look like? Let's go back to the home page. I'm going to hold that down. Let's go to, remember we were here. That was our S-Bus servo menu. Now I'm going to press ES2. Check that out. There's our lap timer. ES3, our lap list. Cool. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go home. I am basically, this is my timer reset. I want to make sure that it's reset. And then when I operate this, here goes my timer, right? Now, I actually have that whole timer scheme for 6 minutes. What you want to do is, it'd be great to set it for 2:30, and you could, but past 2 minutes and 30 seconds, it won't take any time. You can't do any timing, lap timing with it. Basically, it's the whole time that you want to use that menu. So right now I'm at 27 seconds. If, let's say for instance, when they say you're on the clock, you push that button. And here's it's counting down. And you push it again when you cross this line at the start. Each lap you'd push this SW1 again, and it would bring up another lap. Each one of those is a lap. As a matter of fact, it has like a timeout. Like you can't gimp and geek and double press it. You can only press it once, and it stalls it for about 3 or 4 seconds, so you don't accidentally double press. Okay. Now what's happening in the background? There's each of our laps. When we go to this ES3, each of our laps are in here. Let's add another. This red one is our fastest lap. Bam. 16-second lap. Yeah, that's pretty fast. Right? So each one of those is a lap. Okay. I suppose if you wanted to, you could actually time, be kind of fun. Although we kind of know where we're at during the mill. To get some consistent mill times, I mean, we're 45, center of the back, whatever, sure. But it'd be kind of interesting to actually get some mill times, depending on the boat. I like to mill real slow with a ton of boat. So let me just add. That pretty much wraps up some really pretty awesome capabilities to this radio system. I mean, timing's easy, third channel's right there, 70-30. To me, those are all important options that this radio affords you, besides GPS and just a great feeling radio. So then we're going to go to Menu, Accessory Menu, Page 2, Home Screen. Here's where we select between our normal view, which is my main screen view now, servo view, picture view, or our different instrument panels. Let's pick instrument panel 2 here of gauges, and I can make that whatever I want. Again, let's go back again, page 2, home screen, instrument panel 2. Let's try instrument panel 3. Hold that down. There it is. Steering, GPS, speed, and throttle. I like to have the steering and the throttle on those. This has only got 3 windows, basically, 3 gauges. Let's go back to accessory menu, home screen setting, instrument panel 1. That's the one that I usually use, right? Because this gives me GPS distance. You can select that by clicking it. What do you want? You want the GPS, you want distance. Max is 1,093 yards. You can actually take and bring that back. There's no way you'd want to be 1,000 yards out, right? And the reason for this particular change is, I'm just going to take it and set it at 645. the reason that, the reason that matters is this distance dial, 0, instead of 0 to 1,000, it's now 0 to 600 or 0 to 300. So this resolution changes within the dial. Okay. Receiver battery, speed. Again, we press that GPS speed. Max 60 miles an hour. We better raise it up. I plan on going faster than that this year. In other words, if you don't have the max high enough, it will stop recording it. We better put 100. We better put 100 miles an hour in this. You just never know. 88 miles an hour. Shh. Oh yeah. All right. So anyway, that actually changes the resolution of this dial as well. Okay. Receiver battery, max 10 volts. Okay, fine. I don't care. Okay. Make sense? Hold down to return. And no matter where you are, let's say you're out here and you're like in the middle of this. If you want to get back, push and hold. Okay. Now, if you change your boat to the 70-30, you go in there and I'm going to try this. Remember, the servo is going to come off the 50-50 portion. It's going to move. Center of servo is going to move. So you're going to have to make adjustments to your linkage to compensate for that. You may have to change some endpoints in the radio. Okay. But then you'll just have to go through to reset up the throttle motion in your setup. So, any questions? You can ask. I got to see if I've actually got questions turned on my new site, Meister Trophy Hunting. I hope you're all getting ready for a great Turkey Day 2025. We're getting ready for 2026. We're going to get some boats ready. We're getting ready to do some racing next year. We're hoping to get out a number of times. Get your 10PX out. Don't be afraid to try things with it. If you got any questions, let me know. Make sure to like and subscribe. Watch those videos. We've got all kinds of videos. Everything from, well, not all kinds, but a variety of videos. And the GPS, setting up a GPS, very important video. Data reset, and firmware update. That's a good video. I mean, stuff like that. Okay? Anyway, like and subscribe. Meister Trophy Hunter. See you next time.